Welcome to another episode of the Group Parlay podcast. As always, Andy Semo, Kevin Asoyan, Nick Strom, Dave's here for Dave's Dawgs. Happy College Football Saturday. Great slate of games today, highlighted by Mizzou, South Carolina. I know everybody's going to be watching that game. Huge game for Mizzou. No one's going to be watching it. It's going to be an absolute blowout. But yesterday's picks, just terrible. Red Wings let me down. They were up 2 goals, and then they gave it 4 straight. Just terrible. Yeah. So
It was a bad pick.
I was hurt by that. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Strom's pick. Rutgers, I mean, they looked horrible, but it was just neither of them hit. Just bad picks. So I'll let Kevin give a deeper recap of yesterday's.
Yeah, I'm accepting apologies for you boys. Got absolutely reamed for Dyson Daniels. 25 points. Hit it by a mile.
We were all in on Dyson Daniels.
No.
We took him 20 plus. I
That's
hammered
true.
him 20 plus points.
Eventually, we were all in, but ridiculed in the morning. It was because I was on a 4-game lose streak, so I understand that. But 6 steals, though. This kid's fucking insane on defense. Good God. He creates his own points because he just gets a steal and then has a breakaway. It's awesome. Anyways, yeah, Rutgers was tough. They were flirting with it. But, man, giving up 81 points to Monmouth is tough. They put up 98 points. You expect a cover there with the offense, but they just did not play defense. They put up
that one kid. How many points did that one kid? 37 points and 10 3-pointers. It's like, what the
all in the second half.
They had 12 3-pointers, I think. Insane.
They had 30 points in the first half, 51 in the second half. Ended up winning by 17, so missed it by a handful of points. That kid... He's the only one who's shooting the ball. 10 for 17 from 3. He shot the ball 11 times, and 10 of those were threes. Just chucking them up. Then, yeah, you kind of already mentioned the Red Wings. 6-4 final there to the Ducks. So, down 6.4 units here, boys. 2-13 in the month. Really need to hit this weekend. I'm 7-8, and you guys are 8-7. Let's roll.
It's like outside of NFL, like Sunday NFLs, we just flail. We got nothing. We were much better at NBA and NHL last year. That's all I can say.
Well, hey, we hit college earlier in this month, so it's another college parlay. And a Dave's
we'll see.
We got to start throwing darts
and
at
a
the board.
Dave's Clean sweep today. Why not us?
We got to start throwing darts at a board. We'd probably be better.
Yeah, correct. All right, let's get into the picks. Starting out with Dave's Dawgs. Let's go. Snap the losing streak.
Yeah, we got to get back on the right track here. So we're going to take Arizona State to beat Kansas State in Manhattan. Really, the things we like here are Arizona State has sneaky been really good. They're 7-2. Their defense has been really effective. The other thing that I really like in this game is they get Cam Scatabo is expected to play today for the first time in 3 weeks. He's a really explosive offensive weapon for them, and I think throughout the year, Kansas State's quarterback Avery Johnson has shown that he'll make mistakes under pressure. He's super explosive and exciting and dynamic and all of those good things. But, you know, if he throws 1-2 picks or has a fumble in there, I think Arizona State can sneak in there and steal a win over a team that it is slowly but surely kind of falling apart. I don't think Kansas State is cruising to the finish line the way I think they hoped they would be. So I feel good. Arizona State plus 220.
It's an interesting pick. Just on the surface, I'm like, Arizona State's been good, and I feel like they're getting disrespected here, but to win is, I mean, obviously it's Dogs, so.
I think you chose a good team to fade, a good ranked, a top 20 team. This is probably one of the, there's a handful of fraudulent ones, and they're definitely one of them.
Yeah, them and Mizzou are definitely the top 2 frauds.
Absolutely. Mostly Mizzou, but yeah.
Mostly Mizzou. All right, so we'll get into the picks today. Strom, kick us off.
Yeah, I'm sure Andy already said he hates this, but I'm going Colorado minus 10.5 against Utah. Coach Prime is 14-6-1 against the spread at Colorado. Utah coming off a very tough loss last week, a very emotional loss last week to BYU, 22-21, where it could have gone their way. It didn't. Utah has got to go back to Isaac Wilson this week. Very turnover prone. He has 8 picks to 8 touchdowns this year. I think Colorado, they have a lot to play for. If they win out, still have a chance at the playoffs. So I think Colorado has more to play for, and Utah coming off an emotional loss. So
For the record, I hate everyone's picks, so it's not just you, Strom. It's even my own. Yeah, I like this. Well, I don't like it, but Shadir's been balling.
I think
Colorado's been balling lately.
What do you think, Dave?
I think Colorado is definitely the better team, and I think Utah's going to be on quit watch. That's a heartbreaking loss last week to their rival. They were Utah was in the hunt for the Big 12 title a month ago. Things have gotten really bad really fast, and I don't know that you recover from losing to your rival like that a week ago to doing anything against a really good Colorado team.
Yeah, this is a great segue into my pick, actually. You guys have both mentioned Kansas State and Utah, 2 teams that are involved in my pick here. I'm taking Kansas plus 3.5. Utah should have won that game against BYU last week. BYU is the luckiest team. They've won every close game. Everything's gone their way. The refs screwed over Utah last week. It should have been a huge upset. Then you got Kansas, who's been playing really well. Won 2 of their last 3, beat a ranked Iowa State last week, and could have easily beat Kansas State. They lost by a couple points to Kansas State, and they put up 42 points against Houston, who has a great defense. So offense is absolutely rolling for Jalen Daniels. BYU, they have trouble against the run and mobile quarterbacks. That's kind of their top 2 weaknesses, which obviously Daniels is going to run. And what's his name? Devin Neal has been really, really good. He's been breaking every school record for Kansas. Kansas for defense, they're kind of middle of the pack, but they have 2 really good corners, one of which will be in the draft for sure. And I just think this is a trap game. Everyone's going to look at the 9-0 BYU team and take them, but the odds are BYU wouldn't go undefeated, and this is the game they're going to lose. Take the money line on the side.
I like it. I mean,
We're going to look sharp with these hits.
But I hate it because I hate Kansas, and I don't want them to win. But
they're 3-6, Dave. They're so far down, it doesn't even matter.
I know, but I want them to lose every week.
They're fighting for a bowl game too. Kansas, if they win out, that's a bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so last leg, I'm going to the SEC. I'm going LSU minus 2.5 against Florida. Square pick, yes, but I like it for these reasons. Florida's down 5 defensive backs, including both their starting cornerbacks and their starting safety. Garrett Nussmeier has been really good. Last 2 games, he's had 6 turnovers, but that was against Georgia and Texas A&M, 2 of the top defenses in the NCAA. But Nussmeier's second in passing yards and touchdowns in the SEC. He's been really, really good for LSU all season. Florida is starting freshman quarterback DJ Lagway. He's been okay, but he's thrown 6 touchdowns to 5 interceptions with no rushing touchdowns on the year. Very turnover prone, very young. He doesn't even throw the ball a lot. Probably averages 10 attempts a game. So don't like that very much. LSU needs to get the ground game going, get a little more balance for Nussmeier, so he's not throwing the ball 40 times a game. But Florida's defense is ranked 95th against the run in college football, so they should be able to get the run going. I think they'll have a more balanced attack. Nussmeier's going to attack that Florida secondary, so give me LSU minus 2.5.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I mean, I think the key point is that I don't know that Florida can cover LSU in the pass game. I think LSU is going to throw all over the swamp. And DJ Lagway, is he playing today? Is he back? He got carted off.
They said he is. He's back from injury. So
yeah, he got carted off with a hamstring injury 2 weeks ago. I don't understand a hamstring injury that requires carting somebody off that they can also play again 2 weeks later, but that's where we're at. So I'm curious to.
Good. That makes me like my pick a little bit more.
All right. Good.
All right. So recap the picks. Dave's Dawgs, Arizona State, money line, plus 220. And then for the parlay, we have Kansas plus 3.5 at minus 149, LSU minus 2.5 at minus 145, and Colorado minus 10.5 at minus 149 comes out to plus 371. There's a 15% boost on FanDuel if you want that. I don't remember what that comes out to, but it's like 4 something. So that's all we got.
Nice.
Let's go. Love that
Yeah,
our games
shout
are all
out
spaced
Carson
out.
doing laundry.
Of course, I got the 11 o'clock.
Yep.
The early.
We got one game at a time here today.
Yeah. I don't know what time the ASU game's at. Maybe 6 o'clock game.
That sounds right. I can't remember, and I don't have my phone next
So
to
we
me.
have an 11, a 2:30,
6
a
o'clock.
6 o'clock, and a 9 o'clock.
Oh,
wow.
4 games spaced out.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not gonna lie, I hate the BYU game at 9:30.
Oh, I'm gonna be
That's tough.
feeling drunk for that one, I think.
Oh, we're going to be at the bar for sure.
Yep.
For that. Yeah. So, all right, boys. Let's get it.
Let's do it. Top of the week.
All right, Dave.